Hello and welcome back to Constellation Station. I'm Nicole from the Cincinnati Observatory, and here at Constellation Station we like to do three things. We like to learn a little bit about constellations, figure out where we can find them up in the night sky, and then make those constellations in our own home. And today we have a really special fall constellation to share with you. This constellation is called Pisces Australis, and if you are wondering maybe where we could find this, think about where's Australia, right? Because if it's called Pisces Australis, then it probably would be similar to the location of Australia. Now, if we're in Ohio and Australia is an entirely different continent in a different country, we can think about it being south of us. So I want you to think about this constellation of being in the southern sky. And if you need help remembering, just think of Australia and where Australia is. Now, if you're in Australia, that might be a little tricky, but if you're here in the US with me, that's how I can remember where this constellation is. Our constellation uses these stars right here, and we have a very special star in this constellation. But I want to go ahead and start connecting our dots, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about this special star. Today we're using these Q-tips. So the fun thing about Q-tips is you can use them to clean your house. You can use them for your makeup. You can use them for arts and crafts. You can use them in a lot of different ways. And today we are going to make a line out of our Q-tips to connect our stars together. So we'll start with Fomalhaut here, our special star, and we'll make our way all the way around. Now, as we're connecting our stars, I want you to think about what the shape of the stars that we're making. So I'm going to let you guys try to figure out with me what this constellation is supposed to be. So I'm going to start by connecting two of my Q-tips together. We'll try to make a line of all the Q-tips and then tape on our Q-tips. I think we might need 3 or 4 for our first line of stars. So we'll go with, we just need 3 here. So far we've made this connection here, and we're going to keep going all the way around. What I love about using Q-tips for connecting our dots is that a lot of people already have these at home, so they make a pretty easy craft supply. If you guys make any of your constellations with Q-tips, definitely share them with us as you make your creations. We'll still focus on Fomalhaut connecting that here. Oh, good. We're good with 3 again. So Fomalhaut, why is it so special? It's special for a few different reasons. One, you can see the color of our star here. So the color of our star today that's really special, Fomalhaut, is blue. This star is blue. Sometimes it also looks a little bit white. Some people even think it looks a little green. Now, we talked a long time ago on this program about the different colors of stars. And I don't think I talked about any green stars, and that's because we don't normally think of stars being green. But sometimes when we look at this star, it looks a little bit green to us. But I think that's more of us using our imagination than the actual color of the star. So we usually talk about this star being a kind of blue-white star. But it is very, very bright in our sky. And that's what makes it really special in the fall time, is that we can see this star really well. Part of the reason of why we can see it really well is that it's relatively close to us in outer space. Space is so big. Some of the stars that we see are thousands of light years away, but not this star. Fomalhaut is actually only 25 light years away. That's right, 25 light years. Light years is the distance that light can travel in a year. So that means it takes 25 years for the light from Fomalhaut to get here to Earth. That's not that long at all compared to some other stars. So this star has been really special to us in our scientific research. As scientists, we've been able to use Fomalhaut to study things like exoplanets, which are planets in other solar systems. So this has been a really helpful star for us. So because of that, I think it's really fun to be able to find this constellation up in the night sky and know that there's a lot of scientists looking at this star every day for their research. So now we have these stars connected. We still have to go all the way around here. I ran out of tape. We gotta add some more tape here. And I'm taping all of my Q-tips together to form a line. I think we're gonna need one extra Q-tip for this next line. Are you guys starting to see any shapes emerge? This one I think is gonna take a little bit of imagination, but maybe not as much imagination as some of our other constellations. And what's great about this constellation is that you could probably imagine it to be a lot of different things. Just like the Big Dipper is a lot of different things to a lot of different people and cultures. There we go. So now we just have 1, 2, 3, 4 more stars to connect. Good thing I have plenty of Q-tips. So we can see that we have a lot of other stars here in the southern sky surrounding our constellation, but all of the stars in the constellation except our Fomalhaut, our really big star over here, are going to be kind of faint to see. So sometimes we include other stars in this constellation that we can't see very well, but could also be included in the constellation. So if you live where there is not that much light pollution, then you might be able to see more stars as part of this constellation. But we're just going to use these for now. These are the ones we can see really well from here, and really the only ones we need to make the shape we're trying to make. Just a couple more pieces of tape here to connect this one to our constellation station. If you make any constellations at home or have your own constellation station where you do fun crafty projects, then share with us on Facebook or Instagram. On Instagram we are Cincinnati Observatory, and on Facebook we're Cincinnati Observatory Center. If you are a teacher or a parent, we also have lots and lots of other programs for kids. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can find other YouTube videos all about outer space. We have crafts videos that are about crafts that use things like Oreos, or where you can make your own alien. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more with the Cincinnati Observatory, you can go to our YouTube page or go to our website. Our website is cincinnatiobservatory.org, and there you can find all of our kids programs, all of our fun space at home ideas for during the pandemic and beyond. That's what's so great about our having all of these resources, is that even though right now you may be stuck at home because of the pandemic, all of these things can be done even afterwards once we're able to go back out and enjoy outside as well. We only have one more line to make. I think it's starting to look like the shape that I want it to look like. We only have a few Q-tips to go. You can also use, possibly use glue if you're doing this on paper. You don't necessarily have to use tape like I'm using. You can get pretty creative with the kind of supplies. And remember, we also used cotton balls in the past to connect our constellation as well, so you can unwind cotton balls. There's lots of different things you can use at home to creatively make your own constellations. All right, let's see, does that reach all the way? Maybe just one or two more. Good thing we have plenty of tape. And remember, if there's any constellations that you want to see here on Constellation Station, definitely share them with us and we'll make sure that we cover them in future episodes of Constellation Station. All right, I think this is our last Q-tip. We just need to tape our line of Q-tips onto our Constellation Station. Made it all the way across. All right, what shape do you guys see here? I think it kind of looks like a sideways teardrop, but that's not what it's supposed to look like. This is supposed to look like a fish. If you know anything about the constellation Pisces, which is very similar to this constellation Pisces Australis, then you know that Pisces is fish, and Pisces Australis is also a fish. We have one big fish in the southern sky in the fall, and it's this fish here. Our astronomer at the observatory, Dean Regas, likes to call Pisces Australis kind of like if a kindergartner were to draw a goldfish, maybe what it would look like. So we can find this fish swimming across the southern sky right around 8 o'clock right now. So if you go outside as it's starting to get dark, and the star you'll want to look for is Fomalhaut, because remember, some of these other stars are really dim, but Fomalhaut you'll definitely be able to see with your naked eye and see. I want to challenge you to see if you can see that it's a kind of blue, white, blue, or even green color when you look at it up in the night sky. So look for Pisces Australis in the southern sky at around 8 p.m. this fall. And if you have any other constellations you want to see here on Constellation Station, share them with us, and we'll see you guys next time.